All right, let's watch this. What good news do you have for us, 343?
So I don't know if you said the date, but the date for season 3, it's going to be March 7th. And I like people to think of this season, like our players, they should think of this season as the beginning of what seasonality is. Like, we should start getting to that goal of 13-week seasons. Not saying that's a 13-week season, but I'm saying this is the beginning, right? What are we going to have from a content perspective? What are we going to have from a fixes perspective? What are we going to have from a narrative perspective? That sort of thing. That's what we want. Right? This is going to have all of the components there.
So today, if this gets posted on September 1st, which I don't know if it will because I already recorded this once, but 343 released their Halo Infinite September update and have very mixed feelings about this. So let's get into it. What's the future of Halo Infinite, and what did 343 announce? So the first big update from this is...
I think we just want to take a moment to acknowledge we've had some challenges since launch.
Yeah. Well, update is that they've had challenges. All right, I'm kidding. Obviously, they say this every update, and it's something we already know. First bit of info we got was...
But you're right, there's still a lot more work to do.
Oh, that they got more work to do. Okay. Finally. Here we go. Sean Barron, the head of live service, talks about a few things. First, there was some indefinitely rewarding stuff.
This a little bit more later is Match XP. Like, that's one I'm really excited about. And that's about really rewarding players for playing Halo, right?
Shocker, right? This has been my main gripe against the challenge system. You could play a game and not progress in anything at all. As said later on in the update, they are releasing a beta for this come November 8th. During the winter update, which I'll get into a bit here. Here seems to be the basis of how much you get per match. Length of the match, personal performance, and the outcome of the match, whether you win or lose. I hope that medals apply to the personal performance instead of just kills, deaths, and objective performance. I don't know how this wasn't implemented at all to begin with. It seems like a logical thing to have, but whatever. There's also career challenges, which I would guess would be similar to commendations in Halo Infinite, but I guess we'll just wait and see. There is also event improvements, ranked rewards, and seasonal challenge. These didn't really get more information, but these should always be iterated on as the game goes forward anyway, so it's nothing entirely new in my opinion. Personal and welcoming. This is basically just stuff that allows for players to express themselves and their preferences and identities. He says it basically like that, and that's perfectly fine. I have no argument against it. There's no reason to want more customization, both UI and your Spartan appearance. Also, he brings up playlist options, which he says this.
We've got a lot of playlists, and Halo has a long history of many options that you can...
Well, sure, in like the history of Halo, but in Infinite, it's not really that much, honestly. Now to his competitive and fair and stable and high quality portions. They kind of blend together because they both talk about gameplay, so they're kind of intermixed. They basically talk about basic multiplayer improvements like performance, servers, UI, and anti-cheat. I'll be honest, for the most part, I've been a-okay with games. Living in the middle of the United States has its advantages, as rare as they may be. Although, after I moved into my new house away from the city, my ping has roughly gone up like 20 to 30, which isn't great, but I could be min-blitz, so it's alright. After this, Joe Staten dropped the bomb that there won't be any Splitscreen campaign co-op. Now, I don't know what developers have been thinking, and this isn't even just Halo, but over the course of the years, Splitscreen gameplay has practically disappeared. I don't understand what it's like to develop a game, to be fair, but I'm sure it can be difficult to create a gameplay experience and then, depending on how many people are playing, have to alter the UI and the gameplay accordingly. However, it has been done for decades, so I would think over time, some sort of processes have been created to ease this creation. But perhaps I'm wrong, but either way, there will be no development going forward for Splitscreen campaign. And then we got the big bomb drop. Season 3 isn't coming November 8th. We find out later in the update that it's coming March 7th. March! It's almost a year of one single season. Season 2, the season that we're in right now. I do have hope that this push will allow 343 to create a more regular seasonal schedule, but we obviously won't know until we find out. But as of now, this is what we can expect from March 7th when it eventually rolls around. The season is called echoes within and will continue the Lone Wolves and Aratus storyline, if you really call it a storyline. And this season should be the beginning of what we should expect. So basically a soft re-release of the game. Sean Dubs says,
since this game came out, we've just been playing an early access game, like barely even a beta game. This is just like an early access game.
But this will feature a 100-track battle pass, both free and paid elements that has armor elements that focus on the SPI armor core. We're also getting more fractured events with, as he clarifies,
some really cool, and again, are free. There's some cool customization in there.
The custom games browser, better player in-game reporting, 2 new maps, 1 big team battle and 1 arena, that we didn't really get too much info on beyond these 2 images. The bandit rifle, a DMR style weapon with no scope, so there's more focus on close quarters combat than long range. The shroud screen, which is like a smoke screen with 2 charges where bullets and grenades can go in and out, but completely obscures the vision of players inside. And when they shoot, they don't even end up on radar. And finally, 2 new modes, VIP and escalation. However, we will still be getting an update on November 8th, like I mentioned. The winter update. This update is going to include something big. Forge beta. Now, I was hoping that we'd be getting it earlier, but if it takes a couple more months of waiting to get a working Forge build, that's fine. I've already waited almost a year, so I can deal with a couple more months. But what we've seen from leaks, has been so good. Although we won't get custom games browser until the Season 3 release, like I mentioned, I'm sure there will be some sort of Discord groups that pull together custom games from Forge builds. But there are multiple aesthetics and biomes to choose from, which are roughly 2 times the size of any previous map. One of which looks like it's underwater, so that's pretty dope actually. They also bring up object scaling, which has been shown in some Forge leaks, but this looks like it'll be fun to play with, along with the node scripting, which looks absolutely bonkers, and it's way too complicated for me. Kinda like Redstone in Minecraft, but I'll gladly play a map that someone else makes. It also seems like bots will be able to navigate through Forge maps, so we'll be able to see how they actually play. But this could be really nice for testing maps, especially competitive maps. I believe this was tested in the Co-op flight, but I don't know for sure because I didn't partake in the flight. But players will be able to play the campaign across all platforms. Also, the mission replay will allow you to, well, replay missions. Surprise, right? There will also be new achievements to come along with this, so that's kind of nice as well. We will be getting 2 new maps with the winter update that have been created in Forge, Argyll and Detachment. And honestly, if Forge can make maps look this good, that is amazing. Forge has always been fun, but it was almost always an obvious Forge map just by the aesthetic that you see. These, on the other hand, look like they were dev-created maps. I mean, technically they were because devs created them in Forge, but you know what I mean. Argyll is an arena map with 1 grapple shot at both spawns, as well as dual sniper spawns, which this is the first time we get a double sniper map. Detachment is a CTF-inspired big team battle map that has the first teleporter in the game, which I always thought was a staple of big team battle maps, honestly. There's also a power island that has the power weapons and can only get access to by the teleporter and grav cannons. We are getting a new mode called Covert One Flag. This will feature asymmetric loadouts to start. The attacking team gets pulse carbines, yikes, sidekicks, and an unlimited camo, which is pretty sweet. The defending team gets commando rifles, energy swords, and unlimited threat sensors. This sounds like a really cool idea, and I can't wait to play this and see what it's like when it comes out. They should definitely add normal one flag CTF eventually, but who knows if that'll actually happen. With the winter update, we will be getting a free 30-tier battle pass. Sounds like it's going to be used to test the match experience that I mentioned earlier. It also sounds like the match experience will be the main way you progress through the battle pass. Because they said it was the main way, I do still think that challenges will contribute to progression as well. Sounds like the only reason it is free though is because we're being used to test out what the match experience is like. But I mean, I'll take it. It seems like we'll be getting reach armor that we didn't get before. CQC, CQB, and Emil's knife shoulder pad were announced. I'm excited to see what else we get from the battle pass. I'm hoping we can get the commander's shoulders without actually needing to use the Carter kit, because I love some big boy shoulders. We will be getting 2 free 10-tier events during the winter update in December and January. The December event is the Winter Contingency 2, which you can sort of guess what to expect from it based on the previous one. And then the January event is called Joint Fire. No idea what to expect from this, but I'll take free stuff. The Sean Dubs said it best once again.
This really is like the best and worst thing I've like ever seen for Halo.
That is everything in the September update. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. I know I haven't been putting out too much content for this channel. I've been primarily focusing on my Star Wars channel. Also, feel free to join my Discord. If we can get enough people joined, maybe we can create our own custom games browser for Forge when it comes out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.